Parapsychology Today, a program of investigation into the realms of the unknown. Suspend your mind for a moment and journey to a world beyond the five senses. Parapsychology Today is a program exploring ideas, theories, and concepts that have been around since ancient times. We'll journey to outer worlds and inner worlds. We'll look into such phenomena as past lives, UFOs, and hauntings. And we'll explore psychic ability as it relates to human potential. We do not intend to prove or persuade, but rather present theories and personal stories of ventures into the world of parapsychology. Whatever your beliefs, we hope this program will start you thinking about a reality beyond the five senses.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Parapsychology Today. My guest is Joshua Barlow, Master Energy Healer. And today we're going to talk about using energy tools. That should be really interesting. Josh, thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you, Pauline. I appreciate you inviting me again.
Before we get started, I always like to start my interviews by asking you to describe your background and your training so we establish your credibility. So
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Well, here's this. I'd like to go back to before my career. I was born into a very religious paradigm, a religious family, the LDS Mormon religion, and that religion had a healing modality in it, the laying on of hands.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and so I had exposure to energy healing at a very young age. It was very natural and intuitive. However, I left that religion. I did a legal separation from that religion, and I went on and had a career in finance. And I was a technology manager in the finance industry.
So different than what you're doing now.
A little bit different, just a little bit. And so the thing that was really valuable to carry from that to here is being a technology manager. I was managing a lot of information. I was managing security of information and flow of information. And that's the way I see energy and energy healing. I see you as information. I see energy as information. And so when I'm sending healing energy, I'm utilizing logic and the safety and security techniques to flow energy to people in a way that allows them to clear off negative energy that they may be carrying, and also to access their highest and greatest self to be able to heal themselves.
Okay, you said that the Mormon religion did hands-on healing, but you're doing a lot more than just hands-on healing. How did you learn all the other stuff you're doing? And you do a lot.
I had
Tell us about your background. You're a Reiki, you do a lot of things.
Yes, I'm a certified Reiki master, and I'm a Reiki Grandmaster. The Grandmaster certification and indication is that I run a school. I teach individuals how to utilize energy healing and Reiki, and I certify them in energy healing and Reiki. So I went down the Reiki healing path as I found myself deep in this career as a technology manager, and
that's so different than what you're doing now.
I had a personal awakening, and in this personal awakening, I unlocked my clairs. I was able to see, touch, feel, hear, and experience energy.
How'd you unlock that?
I did an intentional self-healing of every aspect of fear I could identify. I healed the aspect, I had fallen from a high height as a child. I healed that. The next day, I'm paragliding. I healed the fear of water. I had had a near-death experience as drowning as a child. So I healed that. The next day, I'm out snorkeling in the ocean. And so I got really good at healing this fear. And as I did that, I unlocked this universal information because I wasn't afraid of it. And as I unlocked it, I could see a few things became crystal clear to me. One, there's enough for everybody to have enough. Two, we're all connected. We're all one. Three, there's a reflective nature in the universe. Everything is connected, and if you're hurt, it hurts me. If I hurt you, it hurts me. If I help you, it helps me. And so I could see a pathway to heal symbiotically. And my plan that I came up with at that time was to heal the people with natural resources, connecting with energy healing, meditation, singing bowls, vibrational healing, crystals, plant medicine. And in turn, as they healed themselves, they would realize that we're all connected and we're all one, and they would take better care of this planet. So my plan was to heal the people with the planet and the planet with the people, because the healed people and the more evolved people will take better care of the planet, if no, for no other reason than to have a place to perpetuate positive energy.
That's wonderful, but you know, I feel like you do, but I don't have all these clairs, and I think that maybe you got them because in a previous lifetime you were a healer. So you brought something from another lifetime into this life because you came with all this information. Most of us would have to learn it. I would say many of us would have to learn it. Don't you think so?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I did do some very structured training down the Reiki path, which was important. However, I could access any information, and I can. I can do it through intention. And one of the unique abilities that I have is the ability to contact, source, and channel anything or anyone, anywhere, alive, dead, or otherwise situated. So if I want to tune into an expert, I channel an expert. And that's how I get the information flowing. And I also intentionally flow information of the support team, of those I'm interacting with, to have the most rich experience when we're interacting, and to provide the most information from your subconscious to your physical conscious experience.
Is this doing something that's helping you?
Yes, I am actually working with the energy, and I'm communicating subconsciously and consciously. So when my hands get flowing like this, I'm accessing information. It started out when I first kind of, we'll say, cracked myself open energetically. I'd walk around like this. And I was just feeling, I was reading.
People don't think you're going wacko,
right.
did they?
Well, they did. And actually, you know, you could say I did, in a way, go a little wacko, but I can explain why and how, and how I connect that to reality.
And I think it's because most people don't realize everything is energy, but that's what this show's about. Everything is energy.
Yeah.
We're talking about energy. You brought some energy healing tools.
I brought some energy healing tools. I brought some concepts, some ideas to give the viewing audience some ways that they can begin accessing their energy, affecting their energy, and protecting their energy.
Great. So our topic is, you know, using energy tools. And can you give us the examples of some of these tools?
You bet. So I like to think of energy tools as ways to help areas that your physical body needs a little bit of a crutch. So these are bridging the information flow between your subconscious self and your awake self. Your clairs, your psychic abilities.
Explain clairs.
Are clairs are the psychic version of your senses.
But clairaudience,
clairaudience is hearing energy. Yeah. Visuals is seeing energy. Clairsentience is having a sense of knowingness about what is going to happen, feeling. And those, the way I like to share this with students is like this. I explain it this way. You have, just like you have physical representations of information, sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell.
Right.
You have a psychic version of all of those senses. And this is the other way I like to explain it. Think of the most rich, vivid, lifelike dream you've ever had. That happens while your body is paralyzed in deep sleep. And that is a psychic experience that you're having in that dream experience. And you can have that same experience in your waking reality with practice, understanding, and security access to have a reason to access the information.
Wow, that's fascinating. Yeah, I think I remember having dreams where I was flying, so maybe I can really fly.
Maybe, and think of the flying as a way of connecting to parts of yourself that aren't necessarily bound in space and time to a physical body. There could be parts of you that is experiencing your reality in the stars. And so that's a part of you that still connects to your current reality, spiritual part, and or a past life, and you can access that information. And these tools help connect the vibrational information. For instance, we've got tuning forks here. This is 128 hertz, which helps with the physical body alignment, coming into a vibrational alignment in your physical body. So this helps calm the physical body, and this helps treat physical pain.
Can we hear it?
Let's hear it, yes.
Let's hear it, because I bet it sounds good. Oh, I like that.
And so this one you can use a couple ways. You can use it out here in the aura, or if you got a physical
close to your
pain
microphone
spot.
so we can really hear it. That sounds so good.
There we go.
Yeah, that sounds so
And
nice.
so if you've got a place on your body where you're experiencing pain, you can place it right there on the pain and use it like a pencil, and it will focus those vibrations on that precise spot. So this is really nice for that type of healing. This one is emotional healing. This is 256 hertz. So this one, see how it's much higher? And so this one you would use to help calm anxiety, stress, emotional support that you may need.
Wow.
This one is a little more of the spirit. Now this is a tuning rod, so this one's a little bit different. You could use it much the same way.
Oh, that's louder.
Quite a bit louder. This would be more connected to the spirit. Spirit is the short-term emotions, like how are you doing right now? Soul is long-term emotions. How is your life going? How is your career going? Body, we know body. Mind is your logic, your thoughts, your thought processes.
Wow, you bring in a lot of information.
This one here you can use for the mind. Singing bowls.
Oh, I love that.
You can use those for
I've got one.
all
I
of
love
the
that.
above. You've got one there. I'm going to do a little demonstration, and we can do that whenever you're ready.
Oh, that's higher.
That is higher.
Because it's smaller, so it's a higher pitch.
Yep, that's a higher pitch.
Oh, I
These
like
are
that.
metal singing bowls here.
They sound so, I love the sound. Makes me feel good just listening to it.
It does, and do you know why?
No.
The reason it makes you feel good is because it is bringing your whole body, your soul, your spirit, and your mind into attention. And when you come into attention with yourself, it feels good because you come into synchronicity with you.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that wonderful? So that's a great way people
can-
can access energy and information.
great.
I also brought pendulums here. Now this is a vibration that connects through your body, and you can connect specifically to specific energy. See, these are all physical tools.
Well, mine's moving.
This is a bridge. There you go. It's going to start moving to answer questions. You can ask questions to specific beings, specific energies, or general questions about yourself, and I can teach you how to clear your space, clear the
come mine's
pendulum,
moving, yours
and
isn't?
connect specifically, because I'm holding mine at attention. I've got mine utilizing, connected
Mine's going all over the
specifically.
place.
Yours is not set up yet, and I can teach you how to utilize that. We'll do a
That's a
little
pretty
lesson on the bowls, we'll do a little lesson on the pendulums, and the
great.
audience at home can follow along. In fact, if they don't have a pendulum, they can grab a key and a string, and they can use that as a pendulum
I
as
made
well.
myself some pendulums, but I'm not really sure how to use them. Now, besides these instruments, can you use your voice or?
Absolutely, and I would like to spend some time as well talking about universal commands.
Okay.
And I like to talk to people about universal commands because generally people come from different understandings of spirit and spirituality. Some people like religious understandings. Some people have trauma from religious understandings. Some people have very logical, scientific understandings. And most people can grasp the concept of the universe.
Yes.
And so I teach people to speak to the universe. And when you speak to the universe, there's certain things you can speak to the universe and say to the universe. And just by acknowledging the universe, that's how you engage the universe in your reality, is the acknowledgement, the physical, out loud expression to the universe. And that's one of the energy healing techniques that I came into this physical life with intuitively knowing. I knew how to interact with the universe. I knew how to talk to the universe. I knew how to use the universe for protection. I knew how to command negative energies to leave my space. And that just came natural to me. There was no learning.
Telling negative energies to leave your space.
To leave my space.
Now, let's talk a little bit about that.
So, this is a tool that anyone can use. If you are in any space, maybe your house, and you're experiencing negative energy, negative thoughts, like those pervasive thoughts that are just cycling, or someone won't get out of your head and it's just making you upset, you can say, I command you to leave my space. Now I like to use a finger snap. The reason I like to do that is
I can do that.
This is my little trick
I
with
can't do that. I'll have to use a bowl.
Everyone has a unique fingerprint. So when you
unit?
snap your fingers,
I can't-
rubbing your fingerprints together.
I can't
and
do
so it's
that.
kind of like a universal energetic signature.
What if you can't do it?
If you can't do it, you're still rubbing your fingers together. It's just not
okay.
making the loud sound. You can also do a clap.
Oh, I can do that.
So a clap is a nice way to say, this is me implementing this energy. It's nice to have a physical representation. You can also do it with a sound tool.
Oh, I like that.
am implementing this. I command you to leave my space. Like that.
Now you said that's a universal command. Does everybody have the same universe, or can other people have different universes?
That is a wonderful question. So everybody has a unique perception
Of the universe.
of everything. Meaning you see everything, hear everything, feel everything, experience everything in a unique way based on your experiences, your life, your past lives, your body, what it feels like to be Pauline.
Yeah.
And I, Josh, have a unique experience of the universe based on how I perceive things. Also, I'm exposed to different things than you are exposed to. So your universe or your everything is unique. However, we share a lot of similarities in our universes, meaning we both can explain that we have a studio here, and we're sitting in a studio, and we have tables, and we have bowls. So these are shared universal things that we calibrate to in a shared way. However, you can have unique experiences that you don't calibrate with the general public and have a unique experience.
We both have a lot of similar interests, but you're way ahead of me as far as knowing all this stuff. That's why I'm asking you questions.
Yeah.
Can anyone talk to the universe, and does the universe listen?
Yes and yes. So anyone in the universe has permission to talk to the universe. That's a universal law. That's for your protection. You have the right to talk to the universe. And the universe does listen. Now, part of that listen operates in different ways, okay? Because think of it this way. Your universe might be the subconscious of your husband since you live together. And when you speak out loud, he may not physically pick up what you're saying, but some of his subconscious will be picking up on those vibrations. So in a way, his subconscious is a part of your universe. And he's not physically aware of it, even though he's part of your support team. I like to also think of it like this. When he's sleeping, he's helping plan a beautiful reality for you because he cares about you as you are for him, and as you do for yourself when you sleep, and you do for those you love and care about when you sleep. And so in a way, you're part of their support team too by having them in your social circle.
Interesting. And a lot of people think of the universe as God too, or spirit.
So here's what I'd like to say about that. Part of my evolutionary experience, part of my awakening experience, was healing a lot of the trauma that I had from being born into, raised in a religion, and having some of my core values not aligned with some of the values of that religion. For instance, I'm a sweet little gay boy in Orem, Utah, in this Mormon religion that doesn't have a space for a little gay boy. And so, what I like to share with people in or out of a religion is that religion is a paradigm of people. And it's a way that people have gathered information together to access spirit. And part of my journey in my own access of information was to give myself permission to access information outside of religion. So if you think of the idea of God or deity, that is bound in a way to the ideals or concepts of people. Animals don't walk around and build, well, I mean, they build homes, but they're not operating in the same churches and temples. They're mostly man-made human constructs of separation, where, like heaven and hell. And what I realized and could clearly see, and I continually validate, is that we are all connected and we are all one, and there's no true separation. And that is a way you can still have your religious beliefs.
Can you be,
and
you can be spiritual without being religious, right?
You can be spiritual without being religious, and you can be religious without being spiritual.
Wow.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Oh my gosh, I never thought of it that way. No, I'll tell you off camera, you know, I grew up in a religion, and I'll tell you why I left it, but I feel myself as spiritual. That's why I like to do these shows. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that was a big turning point for me, and I think that is a big turning point for a lot of my clients, is I give them permission to experience their spirituality without the judgment and the blame that oftentimes blame and shame comes along with religion, even though it's not exclusive to religion.
No, and I don't think it comes with spirituality.
I think it blocks from spirituality. I think blame and shame are blocks from spirituality, and they're meant as control mechanisms to control, be like a gatekeeper to spirituality.
Huh. Let's see, what is the price of these tools? They're all different prices, aren't they?
There's quite a range in price points, and I'll go over them briefly.
Okay.
However, top of the line, one of the more expensive things, at least that I brought today, are singing bowls. These are high quality, top end, top of the line.
I won't do this, but
bowls.
I love hitting that one.
And I'll do it for you. There we go.
And I love that too.
They're wonderful. So these are going to be a little more expensive. This one, for example, is $777.77, right? So this is a top-of-the-line singing bowl. Now, I also carry sweet little singing bowls that are not hand-pounded. They're not hand gilded. However, I do tune them in and do some clearing of them, although I can offer them at around $40, $50.
And they work just as well, right?
They work well. I'm not going to say just as well. This is a rich, diverse, advanced healing tool. And it's kind of like peeling an onion, you know. You want to be strategic in how you utilize your resources. However, if you know how to take advantage of this, this is well worth the investment. Now, something like a tuning rod like this is around $30, $40.
Oh, I love that.
And so you got a nice, sweet little thing. When I do checkout at the shop, I have one that has a bunch of different rungs, and I do a little chakra healing with people as they come through the shop.
Oh, nice.
And so I use the different rungs to bounce the energy off of their chakras, so I can tell which chakras need a little extra energy based on how that sound reverberates back through their chakras.
I don't think it's weird because they're coming into your shop. They know what you do.
Generally, the people in my shop can handle a little woo-woo, a little magic. It's called the Energy Emporium. So yeah, I like to infuse a lot of fun into what I do. I mean, I had a whole career in the finance industry that's not a whole lot of make-believe and fun. And so I help people unlock their make-believe, because unlocking your make-believe and your imagination helps you to access your energy. And once you unlock it, you can tune it into actual validated information, and then you can access your clairs.
If we're new to, let's see, if we're new to this, what other ways can we access healing, energy healing? We're new to this.
If you are new to energy healing,
this is a lot.
this can be very overwhelming. Yeah. What I recommend is give yourself an opportunity to listen to your body. Just talk to your body. Body, how are we feeling? Check in with your body. Then check in with your soul. Address your soul.
And give us an example.
This is how I do it.
Yeah.
Body, how are we doing? Oh, I'm a little sore today because I've been unpacking the shop for multiple days and putting a lot more physical energy than I'm used to, so I'm a little sore. So I'm going to take it easy and take it a little easy to rest up my body. Soul, how are we doing? Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. That's my long-term emotions. I'm happy. Life is good.
People know this, but you have a shop in Newport.
In Newport, and it's right off the Highway 101.
We'll have to do another show, and we'll see some pictures of your shop.
Yeah.
We'll talk about your shop, because you
I'm
love interesting things.
I'm in a new space. I can do some group healings and some group sound baths, and I'm right a few 11-minute walk from the ocean and an 11-minute walk from the forest.
Oh, isn't the ocean good? Doesn't it produce negative ions, and those are healthy for you?
It is so wonderful.
So the ocean is healthy for you.
It is very healthy. Yeah. It's very grounding. It's very clearing. Also, also, I think of it as a very feminine, maternal type energy. Also, we're all got the old growth forest right on the other side. I see that more of like a old healed masculine energy, and right there in Newport, it's churning on both sides. So it's a very healing place.
Yeah, nature is wonderful, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, we'll have to do it in nature.
That's another way that people can, if nothing else, here's the #1 way people can access energy if they're just brand new to everything. This is it. Turn off your cell phone and get in nature. Give yourself 2 hours in nature without a cell phone. And if that means the best nature you can get to is in your backyard with your cell phone off, do it.
I don't take my cell phone with me.
Good. That is a good practice.
And I go outside and I work in the yard and I water my plants. I love flowers and plants. I'm a plantaholic.
You're
crazy
connected
about
to
plants.
Earth. You're connected to Earth.
Yeah, I love the plants. I just love them. Crystals and plants are my favorite thing.
And that's what'll happen is you'll find your passion, and then you'll start communicating, and you'll decide you need that.
We only have a few minutes, but you have an interesting story on. You went from finance to what you're doing now.
Yes.
Now you had to get out and do something. You wandered around, and that's why you call yourself the wanderer, right?
Wandered around. So I moved to Newport. I was born in Utah. Took a work assignment to Southern California for a couple years. Then I was able to take my organization remote. When I took my organization remote, I was then able to choose where I lived anywhere in the country, and I chose Newport. And so I moved to Newport, and pretty soon I found myself out wandering around in the forest, wandering around on the beach, and I was connecting with nature. I was meditating, and I was starting to peel off the negative energy of living in a 9-to-5 job and living in that finance industry and that very money capitalistic paradigm. And once that started to peel away, I really started to go on a self-healing journey. And a journey of spirituality, and I started healing every aspect of fear I could identify. I got really good at healing fear. I healed the fear of heights. I had a fall as a child, and so I had a fear of heights. And I healed that. The next day I'm out paragliding. I also had a near-death experience of nearly drowning as a child, and so I had a fear of water. I healed that. The next day I'm out snorkeling in the ocean.
That's amazing.
And so from there, I unlocked my access to universal information, and I could see that we're all connected, we're all one. I could see that there's enough for everybody to have enough, and I could see that people could heal from natural resources.
That reminds me, we didn't show pictures, but I want to talk about Dr. Emoto.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Speaking of energy healing, he had 2 bottles of water. I don't know if I should show the pictures, but I'm going to talk about him. He had 2 bottles of water. One he directed love, and one he directed hate. And then he took the water, froze it, and he had the crystals. The crystal where he directed love was a beautiful crystal, and the crystal where he directed hate was all this, wasn't formed really good. I got the book, but I don't think I can show it. I'll hold it up to the camera, but I don't know.
Oh, beautiful. And that is a wonderful example of infusing intentionality into what you do. For instance, when you take a drink of water, you can think loving, healing thoughts while you're drinking that water, and that's a way you can improve your experience with that.
And we can direct love to people too. When I walk around, I smile at people, they smile back. I find most people are very good. And if you I like to compliment people too, and that makes them feel good. Why not? Why not be nice to each other?
It is a valuable energy exchange, and there is a scientific reason behind that. There are mirror neurons that we all operate with. And when we communicate with somebody, we say, have a nice day, their neurons slip to, oh, have a nice day.
Yes.
And then they have a positive experience. It's kind of like walking around with a positive charge, and you just turn that a little positive, turn that a little positive, and their mirror neurons flip to positive because they're reflecting that energy.
That's
and
so
they
nice.
Actually do have a positive experience.
One thing I think about is I hold the door open for people sometimes. No big deal, you hold the door open. And they think you gave them the moon or something. They can't believe you hold the door open.
Zero cost positive energy flows are marvelous ways to perpetuate positive energy.
I like that. Zero cost, positive energy. We'll end on that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. It's been great.
betcha.
I want to thank people for watching. Thank you, folks, for watching another edition of Parapsychology Today. We'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.